Well, hallelujah, Silver Devils. As we're waiting around for grass to grow, I know it. Haven't done an update on silver in a while because it ain't really been doing much, but I've been observing some other things that have been going on. So I'm going to point them out to you because everything in the world is not the same type of scenario when it comes to gold and silver. It all depends on what kind of currency you got sitting around, or the currency that you're using. So right now the dollar's looking good because certain things are going down, like the euro's having a lot of problems, and in Japan, the Liberal Democratic Party's in power now, and they're voting for Super QE because they really want to push that export market. So guess what's happening in the gold? It's going up. So while we're waiting around over here, like old girl here hanging out on the wall, when's the price going to go up so I can move? I can make the move. Well, the price is going up in some other parts of the country, and here's a chart. Anyway, the line on the bottom represents gold in U.S. dollars, and a line on the top represents gold in yen. So both gold charts, right? One's going really good and one's doing bad. It's because one currency is being devalued. In other words, U.S. dollars, like the dollar is so damn strong right now, you can almost call the U.S. dollar in a bubble. Because I was reading some stuff about, I guess it was from Business Insider or something or whatever. I forgot who the hell wrote it. But they were talking about the dollar, against all expectations has been going strong, and everybody was predicting doom and gloom and all this type of stuff with the U.S. dollar. It was going to be toast. And then the metals would rise. Well, I tell you the truth, I think the dollar's in some type of bubble. And it's just a matter of time before it comes around where the dollar's sinking pretty hard because, well, you know what it is? It's like an index. It's all relative. It's all relative to what's going on. So we shall see. I got to say this with the metals. There's going to be a time when it's going to explode a lot faster than you think. And I want to point something else out here about exploding investments. Now, this investment I wouldn't jump into now because it's probably too high. But look at the medical marijuana stocks out there, like Hemp Inc., medical marijuana. I'm just saying, compare it to silver, say for instance. Look at this stock that's been sitting flat for a long time. Blah 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 blah. Right? Nothing going on. Actually, between the last 52 weeks, it had a low of 2 cents and a high of 50 cents. So if you caught it right, could have made 25 times on your money. This is the kind of stuff that's going to happen with silver. But you got to remember, don't be afraid to dump at least some of it. Don't hold on to all of it forever. Don't listen to Brother John F. Okay? Because I don't think the dollar's going to go to oblivion all the way. I'm telling you this because I'm not being spiteful on the guy, but I think he's giving some really rotten advice to some people about, the comparisons between the United States and the Weimar Republic. But do what the hell you want. It's an individual decision. What I'm saying is don't be afraid to sell some of your physical silver if you get spikes like this, because this is probably what's going to happen, If you're holding, say, for instance, this medical marijuana Inc. stock, hey, it's pretty boring. Not much was going on. Well, actually, it was doing pretty, it went from like 2 cents to like 10 cents and stuff. That's a big jump, but then it went up to 50 cents. So, I mean, it's the same kind of deal that's going to happen with silver. It's sitting flat a long time, and it's due for an explosion, basically. And it looks like every few years we have this blow off top. So it's going to be coming up pretty soon. But just beware, the guys are telling you to hold forever because, I don't know about that. I'm definitely going to hold most of it forever. I mean, most of it for a while longer, not forever. But because I think it's got at least a few more years to run, at least. So if we get a good gain this year, I'll probably dump some of it, but not all of it. No way in hell. But don't be afraid to dump some of it, So, I disagree with vehemently. Well, people do what they want, It's just my opinion on this stuff. But the other thing is security. The one thing with physical silver, you got to watch with security. I know the brokerage places aren't freaking so secure in some ways because look what happened with John Corzine. He ripped everybody off, and hey, the guy, nothing happened to the guy. But the other thing is with physical metals, security. If you got them in bank deposit boxes, you got them hidden in places, people know where they're at. You know, people could chop your fingers off and get the freaking stuff from you one way or the other, right? I mean, it's a gruesome thought, but I mean, it's reality, right? I mean, if you got a bad economy going on, people could freaking do a lot of crazy shit. So, security is one of the problems with physical metals. So, but I have to go by Mark Farber's smart senses, because he's got physical metals because he's afraid of a catastrophic collapse, and catastrophic collapse is going to come about. There's no doubt about it. And you know, it's probably going to come about when we have the war with Iran. Like, this is a fire team of women Marines on their silver bikes off to war in Iran, right? And when they hit the beaches like this, you know, the Iranians are going to give up, and I don't know what's going to happen. But anyway, you know, the thing is, when we have the war with Iran, I think all hell is going to break loose in the commodities. Oil, gold, silver are going to go right through the roof. And I don't know if it's going to be a war with Iran, a war with Korea. But, you know, just like last time when we had the war with Iraq, Korea was talking all kinds of stuff because they figured the United States would get bogged down in a war with Iraq, and then they attacked South Korea when the United States was busy, right? That's why they're probably talking right now, all this stuff, because they probably got word that well, it's pretty obvious, man. It's getting pretty obvious. I mean, I got to quit listening to Lindsey Williams completely and just go by my own senses. But there seems to be a hell of a lot of pressure on Obama to get the war with Iran going, right? So it's going to happen, and here's the fire team of women Marines going to be hitting the beach just like this on their silver bicycles, and the price of silver is going to go up, up, up. And I'm telling you, it's going to be like this, the hemp stock, it's going to be like this. And we'll have a spike, and then it'll settle down. The problem is when we have the spike, a lot of these people out there, I guess the one that's most guilty of that is like a super bull that tells a lot of people stuff. I don't like what he says to them, but I don't know what the deal is with this guy. But Brother John F., for instance, in other words, if you had a spike like this in silver, he'd be telling you the world's going to crash and hang on to forever. And I don't think it is. I don't think it is right away. So we have a spike like this marijuana stock. I had a little bit of another marijuana stock. I sold it. Not quite at the high, but pretty close to it. But I didn't have much of it. That was the problem. Man, I wish I'd bet heavy on that. I would have like gazillions of dollars. But I was afraid to, because it was a pink sheets, and pink sheets ain't the stupid thing, ain't the thing to do. Where I might go into more is platinum. We're talking about silver. But what I might go into more is platinum, because platinum might, I don't know, I was saying this before, if it pulls back into low 1500s, I don't know if it's going to do that. And I'm almost having this sense the metals might pull back before they start taking off again, like hard. In other words, the Dow is like at 14,515 right now, and the metals aren't doing so damn good. They lost a lot of their luster, right, to the average investor anyway, not to me, because I think the metals are going to explode at one point in time pretty soon. But it's like, well, nobody's, the thing is, most people get it wrong. Us silver people are the minority, and most people get it wrong. So they can do what the hell they want, They'll tell you you're an idiot for being in silver or whatever the hell it is, you're not making any money on it. Then all of a sudden you will make money. But, the point is, to make money on it, you have to sell some of it, So if you listen to Brother John F., you're never going to make money on it. You're never going to make money on it. So, it's a fiat dollar, but then in the reality of the world of reality, fiat dollars still buy stuff in the world of reality. So you have to sell some of it. I wouldn't sell all of it, though, but I would sell some of it. But, the game he's probably playing, is like he's, making a lot of money off of YouTube with fiat money and just adding to his position. But that's not really the best, I don't know what the deal is with that. But, the thing is, when average person is adding more and more silver and buying on the dips and never selling, that's a bad investment strategy. You should sell when you get some crazy gains. Sell some when you get crazy gains, because it'll probably pull back some. But don't sell all of it, because it's your insurance policy. Don't sell most of it. Just sell some of it. But, the thing I'm thinking where you might add to the position is if platinum pulls back into the low 1500s. I don't know if it is, but if it does, that would be a buy. That would be a buy, and I don't think you can lose, especially if platinum gets, significantly below the price of gold again, because it doesn't do that too much. It's in recent history, it's been doing that a lot, but it's probably, it'll probably have a nice, good 10-15% gain in short order after the pullback. Now, just like I said, like looking at these, I tell you the truth, looking at this stock right now, I'm talking about medical marijuana. Don't buy it right now, to tell you the truth. These stocks are probably too high right now. They would have been good to buy several months ago. And, the whole industry, Hemp Inc., medical marijuana, MedBox, all these places, they all went right through the roof all of a sudden. I don't know what the hell the deal was. It was like a speculative frenzy. But just remember, that's the same principle that works with silver. The same principle works with silver. So if there's a speculative frenzy and silver goes busting right through $50 an ounce this year because of like problems going on with and wars and stuff, and tensions in the Middle East, and oil's going up, and Europe's falling apart, and silver and gold start taking off like crazy, just like these marijuana stocks took off, don't be afraid to sell some of it. So I'm counteracting Brother John F's advice, but I'm telling you right now, that guy's way wrong on a lot of shit. So just watch. Just my opinion, man. Everybody's got their opinion, but I don't know, man. I'm not trying to freaking screw anybody up here. I'm telling you, man, that's common sense all the way. Don't be afraid to sell some, because when you got gains on paper, gains on a chart, it don't mean nothing until you got the cash in hand. And U.S. cash is going to be the freaking thing that buys stuff in the United States for a hell of a long time. I'm going to tell you that right now. You'd be surprised. You're going to be surprised. And we're not going to silver coin land in any time in the future. That's not going to happen. So, some people get mad at me for saying this right now, but we're not going into, BJF likes to put down, like, we're going into silver coin land in the future, and everybody's going to be walking around with change in their pocket with silver coins, and that's how we're going to do business. That guy's in a dreamland, man. So I'm just telling you, don't be afraid to sell some. Because you know what? The silver guru of the planet, Eric Sprott, you know what he did? He dumped all that stuff at, when it was all at the high, So what does that tell you, right? What does that tell you? It's a smart investment. Don't sell all of it, but don't be afraid to sell some of it when it hits that high. So, and just like I pointed out that other chart, because look what's going on with gold and yen. Yen, it's way the hell up here, and dollars, it's way the hell down here, right? So, all depends on where viewpoint you're looking from, and it's going to turn out it's going to be like this. When the dollar index starts going down again, it'll start going down. It ain't going to go up from where it's at right now, because the dollar index is hellaciously high, and it ain't going to go up to like 90. It's going to start creeping down. So, when that does, you're going to see the metals start taking off again. So, there you go. Okay, so just hang on. Don't worry about it. Chill out and make sure your metals are secure and in a safe place.